Good morning, guys. As a consultant gastroenterologist, very frequently patient asks, Doctor, what should I eat? And a lot of our patients, we investigate them, colonoscopy normal, biopsy normal, blood test normal, but they are not feeling right. We call IBS. But then at the end of the day, do we help them to guide like what sort of food choices? We can't, because we never got trained, and there is a very little scientific evidence in this field, but there are some uniformity. So whether you belong to the keto clan or the vegetarian vegan clan, there is some basic agreement, and I'm just going to focus on the basic agreement. First agreement is less ultra processed food, so learn to cook. That's first agreement. Second agreement, lots of vegetables. As you can see, always I will mix protein with veg and fat, and that's an agreement. Carb, less. And if you have to have carb, don't eat too many potatoes like this. Eat more kind of complex carb, meaning carb which will be difficult for the body to digest. Before I pour the boiling water, I have got some onions, some peppers, some garlic, some mushroom, some courgette, and I may throw other vegetables as I find in the freezer. So this is another example of food division. So this on this side is hyper palatable food, meaning extremely tasty. It takes a long time to cook, although compared to hyper palatable processed food, this is unprocessed hyper palatable food. I won't say this is a good food to consume regularly, but this is exotic Indian curry that you want to eat at least once or twice a week. That's fine. This, on the other hand, is very healthy, not as hyper palatable as this, but palatable definitely. And I'll make it palatable because this itself is not palatable, but you need to learn how to make it palatable with spices and with herbs, because you need smell, you need taste. This is no taste, no smell, rubbish. Very healthy, but rubbish. But I won't touch it unless it is tasty. So I will make it tasty, but not as tasty as that. So that's rule number 2. Do not dwell on hyper palatable food. Dwell on less palatable, but tasty at the same time. And this is the middle ground, which is not hyper palatable, but not as bland as this. So you need to have a mixture. So that's the third agreement. You have to vary it. You cannot live on soup all the time, or biryani all the time, or curries all the time. And you have to be pragmatic. So I can't demonize all KFC and McDonald's and stuff. If you really do other stuff good, sleep well, work out, then it is okay to have hyper palatable food from time to time, not on a regular basis, but at least 2-3 times you can have it, probably. I think particularly if it's self-cooked, not processed. Whereas if you are doing takeaways and go to a restaurant, they will be using processed stuff because they are batch cooking, they are fast cooking. Yeah, so they will use means that they have to. And if I open a restaurant one day, I will also do. Not good for health on a regular basis. So let's recap. First is variety. Second is understand the palatability, meaning how tasty is it? Good, medium, super good. Less, because you tend to overeat that. Third, start with protein, fat, and veg, and carbohydrate, which is potatoes, grains, and sugar at the end. Because once you eat slowly, chew well, your digestion will be better. Because I closed the door so that nobody can disturb coffee step. Go coffee, go. So eat slowly. Sometimes I call closed eye eating, meaning feel what you're eating. When you slow down your eating, your satiety comes faster. You're not going to go eat on inertia and you eat more than you should. And then you regret, I'm feeling so stuffed. So eat slowly, chew well, learn to cook, learn to know the difference between bland good food and hyperpalatable good food and hyperpalatable bad food. And do that list, this less than that, this less, and this more, but I dwell more on this side with few times that side, and this should be a staple. And this is so easy because anything that is not getting the respect You can just throw it in here. Any vegetable that you don't know how to cook, throw it. Make a soup. Learn how to make soup. Now, if you are a vegan or vegetarian, obviously you cannot have this or you cannot have that. And there is one problem which is agreed, that you will be lacking vitamin B12 because there is no plant source of B12, if I'm correct. So you have to probably take vitamin B12 supplement, at least get it checked. Nature has got unusual ways of giving us the good stuff, because before the days of supplements, did the vegan not live long or healthy? Yes, they did. So we don't know everything about nutrition yet. There is not enough research. But just be careful if you are truly vegan. Make sure that your B12, the richest source probably will be the liver, chicken liver or any liver or capsule, etc. I think that's it. And when you choose vegetable, go for multicolored vegetables. That's also agreed. And make sure whenever you give somebody protein, you give some veg at the same time. Although the vegetables will have some complex carb, which is really good. The more the color, the better. And also take some fermented food, which you call probiotic, like live cultured bacteria. So this is in a nutshell. This is a non-stop, endless, or the same, like a topic that I can talk for hours and hours and hours, and know that there will never be agreement. It's like religion. Should you go to the vegetarian camp or should you go to the non-veg camp? I love non-veg food, but at some stage of my life, I may choose to be vegetarian. I'm thinking about it. They say that if you want to be spiritual, vegetarian food is better, and our gut, the length of our gut is quite long, and long length of gut is not good for animal products, because most carnivorous animals, their length of their GI tract is small, so that it can churn out the toxic rotting meat faster. So if you put a rotting meat on a kitchen table and a rotting vegetable, which one do you think will be more obnoxious? Obviously, the rotting meat will be really smelly and putrefied and toxic fumes and stuff. Imagine if you got a long gut like a cow, and if you feed the cow with something like this, so that rotting meat will be sitting in cow's gut for a long time. And the argument is that human gut is kind of halfway. So maybe nature wants us to be predominantly vegetarian, but we can survive, and that's how we survived as hunter-gatherer. We hunted, we gathered. So gather means vegetarian, hunting means kill. Yeah. Now, I met a patient yesterday who said, I will have egg, but I'm vegetarian. I said, egg is not vegetarian. He said, no, egg is a non-living. So I'm not killing somebody, but to be honest, egg is a future life, isn't it? I mean, there's a lot of debate, and there will never end to it. But anyway, egg is a very good source of protein, complete protein. So I'm glad that my patient accepts egg, because sometimes it is very difficult to boost somebody's nutrition, metabolism, muscle growth, prevent sarcopenia if they are purely vegetarian. Yes, they can, but probably the growth will be way more delayed. You need more intense exercise and strength training. So I'm going to stop now, but this is a flavor. If you're interested, come to my workshop, 25th of May in Dunmore. Yeah, that's it. Think about it. Food is your fuel. Choose your fuel. Do not put diesel in your petrol car or the other way around.